Let us continue with our lesson. So we need to initialize our Splash view model in our Splash activity. And before that, I will just create a not the constructor. It should be of a companion object. And let me create a constant variable of a tag, and which is I will just give a tag name first. Just copy and paste that one. And let's create a private and let init var of a splash view model. So I will CLAS splash view model, and what we'll do now is splash view model in our activity over here. Let's go and create a splash view model. Splash view model is equals to we can say as a view model provider from a life cycle, and view model provider, and I think we have to make use of a constructor. Its owner is this, and sorry, dot. We need to get the class, and the class is of a splash view model and of a class.java. So we have access to splash view model. So we have created our view model provider over here, and the next step is to get the, let's go to over here, and we have to make call to this validate token. So how to call that a validate token method is, if you go to activity, first we will check the network status, and if that is connected, and you are going to launch a new activity, and if the status is true, then what we will do is we will actually go and validate the token. So what I will do over here is view model, what is a splash view model. So a splash view model, or I think it's better we just call it as a view model instead of a splash view model. That may be a bit confusing. So okay, just a view model. So view model dot, we can say a validate token, and in validate token we need to pass a token, and let me just later I will just say as a observe, and the owner is this, and the let's create a observer. So now we are observing over that one, and what I will do now is to get the token. So how do we get a token is that if we remember that we have that token in our, if you go to the app reference, we have that token saved over here, and we need to get the token, get access token. So whenever we are getting the access token, we need to pass a key, so whenever we are creating our app preference, we need to pass a set preference. So we can do the similar functionality that we have done in our login view model. So here we have created a set preference. So what we can do is we can make a similar request in our splash activity. So what we will do over here is I will create a, let's create a private let init var of a let's say a app set preference. Where is that app? Okay, app set preference. Where is that app set preference? I'm not getting it over app set preference. Yeah, where is that one? I'm not still getting. So why I'm not getting the app set preference? So this case, sorry for that one. It should be of an app preference, not the app set preference. So it should be of a app pref app preference over here. And to create the app preference, what we have to do is let's go after the view model, and over here what we will do is we will get the reference. Okay, so let's create a reference for our app. Okay, so what I will do is let's say app preference is equals to app preference, and inside this we have to pass a set preference. So how do we get a set preferences? Let me create a new private let init var of a set preference, sorry, not the app preference. So it's now coming the app preference, just now it was not coming. So it should be of a set preference of a set preferences. So I'll just copy this, and here what I will do is set preference is equals to we can say that get set preference, and we need to pass the, so I think we better pass this one so we don't have to, we will not make mistakes. So just copy the same thing and we have to pass the same. So whatever we have previously created the set preference using the same, whatever name we have given to the same app preference, we have to make use of the same preference name over here, otherwise it will not work. So we have to get the same preference over here. And what we will do is, I think better we create a one static variable for this one, maybe on the later stage. So for now we'll be using that one. So I'll just pass the set preference over here, and I can just say that the, let's create let's copy app preference, and we can say app preference dot get access token, and that should get us access token for us. And I will just call it as not now, asset not now, and yes, that should have a, we will get a valid access token over here, and we are passing an observer and we are observing, and finally we have a response. So what I will do is, we can check the condition if it dot, or we can say that the code is equals to 200, that means it's successful. And inside this what we will do is, we will get the val message is equals to, I can say the it dot body, sorry, it dot body. So this body will pass into message over here, and which means we have a message over here, and it's successful that we got the message back. And we can check that if the message is true, so if say if message is equals to, we can just call it as a true, can be applied as a string. So we can just say as a message dot equals to, we can just call it as a true. So if the message is equals to true, then we will just go and finish that one and start a new activity. So we have done it over here. What was the message? If we go over here and let's check a response for our valid response, we have a valid response, that message. I think we can make use of that one. So we can say valid message dot message. Okay, and that should be for not now. And so if that's it, okay, otherwise else part is, what we'll do is, we will just go and launch the let's go and launch our, we will not finish this one. So what I will do is, we will go and launch for the, okay, this is a login activity, and okay, so login activity, and if that's, if it is true, so which means that if it is true, message is the token that we are passing is valid, then I think we have to launch a main activity over here, so not the login activity. I think that should work fine. And on the next lecture, let's go and check. So we will debug and see whether it's working perfectly or not. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.